What's going on, everybody? C4 here, and welcome to today's franchise mode video, where we are going to be doing something wacky. Get a little bit of a Madden challenge, a little bit of a Madden experiment, as we are taking a team, all of backups, and seeing what we can do in the sim with them throughout 1 year. Can we win a Super Bowl with the top backups, and a lot of these guys are impending free agents, or is it going to suck? And, with most of these type of, franchise mode ideas, we're probably not going to win a Super Bowl. And we've done them in Madden 17 and Madden 18, and we just, wash our hands of the entire video when we're done with it. Like, oh, it didn't work. Surprise, surprise. The team of, the bust, it didn't work out. So what our goal is in these videos now, a secondary goal, aside from trying to do the impossible and win with these teams, is to find some studs for you guys, especially with today's theme of backups, because these are guys that you can trade for in your franchise mode that won't cost you an arm and a leg, or they're players that are set to hit the free agency market sooner rather than later. And if we could find some, even two guys, even just one player that plays really, really well in the sim, is a monster, like we have with, Chris Godwin, Zay Jones. We did it with friggin' Eli Apple, I think, had a big year. We saw TJ Green when we did the draft bust episode. Patty Mahomes before we got the roster update. These guys here play much better than their rating. So we're going to see if we can find out a couple of those guys, all while still trying to win a Super Bowl with a team full of backups. Now, when I was assembling this roster, we did have to take some Madden assumptions into consideration where in real life they might not be backups, but Madden says they're a backup, so that we could take that exception and put them into the roster to help us fill out our roster. So first, we're starting at the quarterback spot. We're going with Teddy Bridgewater. Now, before the preseason started, obviously this was a video that I was planning on doing because I've done it in years past. Nick Foles was the quarterback, but you could see through how Teddy Bridgewater played for the Jets in the preseason, the reason why the Saints traded for him to probably be Drew Brees' successor there in New Orleans. Teddy Bridgewater is probably at right now the best backup and the most valued backup quarterback in the league, so we're going with that. Tevin Coleman and Mark Ingram clearly were going to be our two running backs, as they are part of the maybe two most popular running back tandems in the league. At wide receiver, we're going Tyrell Williams. Now, this one here was a little bit of a Madden exception because for whatever reason, Madden has Travis Benjamin as their wide receiver 2. So wide receiver 3 was a toss-up between Tyrell Williams and Mike Williams, and we'd go with not their first-round draft pick from a year ago. We have Albert Wilson, who was the 4th wide receiver on the Dolphins. Adam Humphrey was the 4th wide receiver on the Bucs. And Phillip Dorsett, who, with the addition of Josh Gordon to the Patriots, Dorsett became the 4th wide receiver on the Patriots. And I can tell you right now, we've used Dorsett in some live streams, and he's been incredibly overpowered, so I'm interested to see how well he does in the sim. At tight end, we're going Eric Ebron, who's tight end 2 to Jack Doyle up there in Indianapolis. Offensive line, we have Big V from the Philadelphia Eagles. We have Austin Corbett. Actually, we'll get rid of Andy. We don't want the computer flipping in some guys that aren't backups. Austin Corbett, who was, I think, a second-round pick for the Cleveland Browns, is now backup left guard there to Joe Bitonio. At center, we have Evan Smith from the Bucs. Braden Smith, who was a third-round pick, maybe? Third or fourth-round pick for the Colts, is currently backup right guard for whatever reason. I don't know if that's in real life or not, but maybe this was a Madden exception. And then at right tackle, we have Taylor Moton from the Panthers. Defensively, we got Chris Long from the Philadelphia Eagles, Dante Fowler, and Tack McKinley. Take your pick for who you want to defense. And I think Tack's actually a starter, even though he was behind Brooks Reed, who was the actual starter at DN. So we'll go Dante Fowler, who clearly is a rotational guy there in Jacksonville. We got Haloti Ngata from the Eagles and Vita Vea, who's the 3rd defensive tackle on the Bucs. Again, a Madden exception. But we got this very powerful and mean Samoan interior. On left side linebacker, we're going Shane Ray from the Broncos. We got Nick Kwiatkowski from the Bears. Michael Kendricks, now a new member of the Seattle Seahawks until he goes to prison, most likely. We got Brandon Carr, who is actually corner 2 on the Baltimore Ravens, but that's because of the Jimmy Smith suspension. So when Jimmy Smith comes back, Brandon Carr, not being a nickel, because that's probably where Tavon Young's going to be, is going to be depth, and he's been really, really good ever since he left Dallas to go to the Baltimore Ravens. We got Des King, who is corner 4 on the Chargers. EJ Gaines, who is corner 4 on the Browns. Free safety, Justin Reed, who's a depth guy. Even though he's like a 3rd-round pick, one of the first picks that the Texans had in the last draft, he is behind Kareem Jackson. And at strong safety, sticking with the Texans, we have Andre Hal, who is depth, and he's actually battling cancer. I think he beat it, so that's awesome, but he's currently listed as depth behind Honey Badger there in Houston. So that is our roster. Much, much better defensively than we are offensively. As you can see, with an 81 defense, 75 offense. The likelihood of this team winning the Super Bowl, very unlikely. The likelihood of this team making the playoffs, I'm going to say probably 60-40 we miss out. but there still are some big-time players, and I really want to see if we can find some studs in the sim. So let's get into it. We'll play our season opener against the Philadelphia Eagles. We'll sim out the rest of the season, and if we can make a playoff run, we'll do so. My God, do something, Teddy. All right, let's see how a team of backups can run the most overpowered play in the book, PA crossers, because nothing else is working, because this offensive line is very bad. Oh, there's another sack fumble. Awesome. We can punch it in here with Tevin Coleman. Nope. Doesn't even stand a chance. 3rd and goal. You know what play we're going to run, people. We're going to give Mark Ingram the old C4 special. Thing of beauty. It's a thing of beauty. Let you know, an 86 overall, Mark Ingram can execute the C4 special flawlessly. All right, we're facing a 3rd and 10. I'll tell you right now, Phillip Dorsett has been the only player of note on the offense that's made some nice plays for us. And it's not something that we didn't already know. Because if you watch any of my streams, I actually think only one. I think it was actually just the last stream that we did that we had an awesome time. Go on my Twitch. Follow my Twitch. It's in the description below. Dorsett was an animal. And he's already caught everything thrown his way. Williams has been unimpressive. Wilson has done nothing. Ebron maybe. I mean, he caught a penalty that went for a couple yards. So I think Ebron can go in the maybe pile. But as of right now on the offensive side, Dorsett is the only player worth noting that I feel is playing above their rating. And could be worth you guys to go above and beyond to go trade him now that he's wide receiver 4 for the New England Patriots. But here we are, 1st and goal on the 9-yard line. You know we're going to try to go to Dorsett here. I want to show you guys what I'm saying. It's just clean route running. The speed is nice. Everything about him is nice, except his touchdown celebration. All right, 1st and goal on the 1. Let's make sure that C4 special, perfect, flawless execution from Mark Ingram wasn't a fluke on the first one. What's he saying here? Oh, wow. Oh, he trash. You can't break that initial tackle on Roddy McLeod. You trash. All right, 2nd and goal. Let's see what Tevin Coleman can do here in the red zone, because red zone running has been definitely one of the more frustrating aspects of this game this year. And oh my God, Coleman just too fast. I want to see him for whatever reason. Mark Ingram's in the C4 special package. This formation. Be nice to see what Coleman would do with that. Oh, we're going to check out this defense just for a little bit here. 3rd and 13, trying to hold into a field goal. Maybe less. I don't even know if they're in field goal range right now. They're probably in 4-down territory. Let's see if any of these guys want to make a play. And these guys want to make a play. Oh, you scared Nelson Aguilar out of bounds for a loss of yards. I like that. I like that mentality. I like that fear. That hidden intangible of fear that some of these guys put into the offense. Oh, let's go in overtime. Hey, 84. I don't know what happened to my friggin' seeing my plays, but whatever. We got the dub. The team of backups beat the reigning defending Super Bowl champions. Game ball. Teddy Bridgewater was meh. None of our running backs were that great. Eric Ebron caught a lot of passes, but Dorsett gets the game ball from the offensive side. Man, this guy's unstoppable. I think he's going to put up some nice numbers in the wide receiver 3 slot spot in the sim. And actually playing with them, he's a monster. I think he has like 93, 94 speed, 86 catching. Like, this dude's a baller. And look at how on the defensive side, 9 tackles from Kwiatkowski. We got no sacks, no picks because our defense is not that great. But we got a dub, and hopefully, the grand scheme of things, trying to win the Super Bowl, we can get it done with the sim. We made the playoffs. 9-7 Falcons. I feel like that first win sparked everything. They ended up making the playoffs. Looking at what players growed, growthed. Not much on the offense. I actually think Corbett might be the highest. I think he was a 74 plus 2, 76. Defensively, though, a plus 2 overall to the defense. Vita Vea developed nicely. I think that's plus 3. Des King had plus 2. But the biggest player, the biggest gainer, besides Michael Kendricks, first of all, if you saw the Houston Texans rebuild, you know Justin Reed is a monster. He went up a bunch. But the only Pro Bowler on that team, Dante Fowler, getting the dev boost, getting the Pro Bowl. My God, Florida Gator bias alive and well. This is a nice looking team, man. Let's take a look at the stats. So we came second in the NFC South, 9-7. Look at the actual stats. Teddy Bridgewater, 3,800 passing yards, 30 touchdowns, 11 picks. Considering how bad that offensive line is, and it definitely shows and reflects with that 52 sacks, that's pretty good stats there from Teddy Bridgewater. So if you need a decent quarterback, that makes sense. Running the ball, I mean, these are the 2 players you would expect to exceed on the offensive side of the ball. Maybe Ebron as well, because their overalls are really, really high. I think they both did a pretty good job. Anytime you break 1,000 yards for a running back, it's like these numbers for 2 running backs for the sim and knowing how the sim plays and how pretty much non-existent the run is in the sim. Those are really good numbers. Receiving 72 catches, 856 and 7 from Ebron. Not some bad numbers. Albert Wilson, underwhelming. Tyrell Williams, those are average. Dorsett for a wide receiver 3. We'll take that, man. I'm telling you. Out of everyone on the offense, I can tell you from a first-hand experience, Phillip Dorsett, if you need a wide receiver, go out and get him. Of course, we gave up a lot of sacks. Michael Kendricks did pretty well. 141 tackles, 8 TFLs, 3 sacks before he heads to prison. From a sack standpoint, Chris Long, 14 tackles for loss, 13 sacks. That's great if you need a wily veteran. Dante Fowler made the Pro Bowl with 20 tackles for loss, 59 tackles, 5 sacks. That's a huge year. Just a force against the run. Nothing outstanding for the interceptions, but a couple average numbers. Yearly awards, Goff got the MVP. I don't think we're even gonna have anyone here, but we will check. Looking for some Falcons. Oh, Michael Kendricks got Defensive Player of the Year. So there you go. Offensive Rookie of the... I mean, we didn't have any... Well, I guess we did have a couple rookies, but I would not expect to see Justin Reed at number 4. Best quarterback, let's see. Teddy Bridgewater at 8. Best running back, Tevin Coleman at 5. Best wide receiver, no one. Best offensive lineman, definitely no one. Best defensive lineman, Chris Long at 2. We got best linebacker, Michael Kendrick at 6, because that makes sense, right? Only one Defensive Player of the Year. And defensive back, unfortunately, we had no one. But all in all, man, we found out there's some good players. Some of these guys worked out well in the sim. I'd say Teddy Bridgewater's numbers were a little bit surprising. Dorsett was nice. Ebron was pretty nice. And then defensively, you got to make note of Kendricks, Defensive Player of the Year, sorry. Justin Reed, Dante Fowler. These are all key names you should be writing down and jotting down in your list. But hey, we got a playoff run to conduct here. So first up, a divisional rivalry matchup going to New Orleans to take on the 10-6 Saints. All right, we'll step in when need be. I want to see how this team performs because, I'm surprised they made the playoffs. To be complete, we had a 75 overall offense, and we still made the playoffs. So defensively is what we got to go with, and what got us to the dance. And we're doing not that great, to be honest with you. Well, we could have a strong second half and pull things around. Doesn't look like that's the case. It looks like we don't belong in the playoffs, like our team kind of indicates. Third down, let's come in. Why not? Let's come in. We're going to call a play to go to Dorsett. I guarantee it's going to work. We'll go shotgun. Where's 4 verts? 4 verts to Dorsett. That's the play we're going to run. Right bumper. Of course, they got safety help over top, which is not ideal. Offensive line can hold up. If our offensive line hold up, right bumper was going to be open. But our offensive line is dog shit. I'm going to run that same play. Can I run that same play again? I want another chance. Give me another chance, because that's how good Dorsett is. I want to bank on it. Where's he? Right bumper again. We're going to have actually Ebron pass pro. Just, I don't know how they made the playoffs with this offensive line. So, yeah, playoffs. A team of backups. They played like a team of backups. But we had some positive things. We had some positive things come out of this video. You guys got some studs. Go get your Dorsetts. Go get your Teddy Bridgewaters if you're desperate for a quarterback. Ebron if you're desperate for a tight end. Defensive side, while you can, maybe try and cheese the Texans for Justin Reed. You could also maybe try to do that with Vita Vea. If you're in the mood of cheesing some teams for their rookies, I would say Justin Reed and Vita Vea are definitely worth it. Dante Fowler, he's a guy that usually ends up being a free agent at the end of year 1. There you go. You saw the production. You saw the dev trade increase. Maybe worth investing that money in the first period of free agency. But, yeah, man, I don't know. We played like backups against the Saints, and we got spanked 24-7. But hope you guys did learn something. Found out some good players. Found out some players you want to target in your own franchise modes or when you do your fantasy drafts later rounds. That's the whole point of this. So if you guys did enjoy this, smash that like button and subscribe if it's your first time stopping by. As always, if you have any suggestions for these little one-off franchise mode experiment videos, let me know in the comment section below. I'm always willing to add more themes and challenges and experiments to the list. And that does it for me today, guys. Thank you for watching. Until next time, it's C4 saying peace out.